All right, so last movie, but certainly not least, we got Justice League Nightmare. So this pretty much takes place in that nightmare future. You got Superman corrupted, people are dead, the world is busted up, his drives Omega symbols everywhere. It's not a good place. So pretty much in this movie, you got Nightmare Batman, a little ragtag group of people. And then, he goes back in time, he figures out where everything went wrong, and then he goes back to a specific moment in time where Lois was about to get killed by like a parademon, and Batman goes and jumps in front of the blast. He actually latches on to Flash, and Flash sends him back in time, and then he's the only one that can go like through the portal. And then he goes through the portal, figures out what he needs to do, gets there a little bit earlier, changes some things. He's like, hey, you guys need to go here right now, or I'm heading here right now. It's like, don't worry about that, go here. So he actually makes it in the nick of time to save Lois, dies. Lois is saved. Superman doesn't get corrupted by anti-life. Final battle. In the aftermath, Clark and Lois have a kid who's like totally human, no powers. And, he goes and he regularly goes to the mansion to hang out with Alfred because Alfred's still alive, and then there's a shot where he looks at the mask in a glass case, and like you see his face kind of like shaped into like the silhouette of the mask, and then of course eventually he's gonna go on and become Batman, whatever. So that's Justice League Nightmare, just the final thing. Yeah, that's about it. They rebuild. Like Martian Manhunter's there. Everybody's there. Aquaman's there. Everybody's there. So it's just a final, hurrah. Heroic sacrifice for a Batman who's lost hope and then regained hope, and Superman, lose himself coming back. Cyborg and all of this stuff. So it's just one last little hurrah for everybody. And here's some images. Nightmare Batman right there. One last chance to rewrite fate. The Flash, Nightmare Flash right there. They wouldn't make the exact kind of costumey thing he had in that little dream sequence or whatever, so that's what I got. Nightmare Cyborg packing the heat. Got Nightmare Deathstroke right here because he's there too. Nightmare Joker because I wanted to include him, so I did. When Gods Break, Worlds Die, Nightmare Superman. And we got Nightmare Darkseid just sitting on his throne, chilling right there. And one more Nightmare Superman pick just because this one was cool and I like the end of All Hope tagline. And that's Justice League Nightmare right there.